messy. Jax Taylor is revealing the cheating rumor that came up on The Valley this season. He's ready to mention it all. We also have Nikki Glaser, who's talking about Kim Kardashian getting booed and revealing the real reason she got booed at the Brady roast. I have finally caught up on Real Housewives of New Jersey, and I've got lots of thoughts. So I hope you is ready, Freddie. Let's dive in. You're listening to No Filter with Zach Peter, your go-to source for all the latest pop culture and reality TV tea, served fresh all week long. Now, let's dive in. What up? Welcome on in. What's up, everybody? Hey, holla, let's get it. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're living life. I hope you're enjoying the start to your week. I have a bit of a swimmer's ear in my right ear, and it's driving me crazy. I need to get one of those like ear cleaners because it's literally driving me fucking bonkers. But that said, I hope you guys are enjoying the start to your week. Hopefully you're having fun, living life, doing all the things. Is that bad? Is that like an omen, a sign if like one of my ears clogged up? Is like, did somebody shove something into my voodoo doll? I wouldn't be surprised if somebody did, because just found out that not only did we make the top 20 on the Apple podcast charts for the Pop Report, but we also hit the top 50 on the Spotify charts and the top 30 on the Australian Spotify charts. So thank you guys for listening and supporting the Pop Report. Yeah, look at that. We were number 46 on the US top TV and film podcasts on Spotify, and number 23 on the top TV and film podcasts in Australia for the Pop Report. We know No Filter is always ranking in the charts. Disaster Daters, when we launched that back in February, also debuted in the top 50 and was pretty consistent. So we have a new season of Disaster Daters that's going to be coming soon. But thank you for supporting No Filter. Thank you for supporting the Pop Report. Thank you for supporting Disaster Daters. You guys, your support means so much to me. Also, leading up to the new season of Disaster Daters, I know the video was exclusive on Spotify. I am now starting to upload full video episodes of Disaster Daters on YouTube. So if you want to tune into Disaster Daters, you can check that out on my YouTube channel. First episode is up. We'll drop the second episode this week, and I will continue to drop them leading up to season 2 of Disaster Daters. Excited, ready. Let's tear it up. We're just gonna, this summer's gonna hurt like a mother. It's just it feels so good now having No Filter. This is my baby, you guys. I started this 9 years ago. It's had so many evolutions and pivots and reinventions of this podcast over the last 9 years. And I'm just very, very grateful to have it. I've always been somebody that has believed that slow and steady wins the race. I've always been somebody that's been in it for the long game, that has never been in it for the quick, cheap likes or numbers or, quick boost of engagement. I've always tried to put out good quality content. And so I'm excited that it feels like that's finally being received, and you guys are showing up and you guys are supporting, and it just feels really good. Especially considering what we're in 2024. 2 years ago, I talked about that podcast deal that I had in the works with a really big network that got totally fucked because somebody else wanted to launch their own independent podcast, which was done in 3 months. And it's just nice to know that 2 years later, I can just be so grateful to have 3 shows in the top 100. Well, some people can't even make the top 100. So it just feels good, and I'm very grateful. And I know that was a bit of a humble brag, but you know what? I want to have a bit of a humble brag moment because I am. I've been in this game for a very long time, and I just want you to know that if you're listening to this on Apple or Spotify, or you're watching on YouTube, you being here means a lot to me. You leaving comments means a lot to me. You leaving a review really does go a long way. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's not easy being, having opinions that don't always align with the mob mentality, but always staying true to my opinions, always having conviction behind what I say, always trying to look at both sides of the coin, even though I often get deemed biased on one way or the other, or people tell me that my reporting isn't objective. I always like to remind people I'm not a reporter, I'm a commentator. There are some people that are reporters that do a great job. They work for actual news agencies. I am a podcaster. I am a commentator. I try to look at both sides of the coin. I try to be as objective as possible, but I still have an opinion. I still flex on that opinion and I stand on it with my whole chest. And I'm proud of what I have built. It is a podcast empire. It is a media empire in the making. So just get ready. There's a lot more to come, baby. A lot more to come. All right, let's dive into the tea now that I've talked about myself for long enough on my own podcast called No Filter with Zack Peter. Let's see. Do we want to start with what do we want to start with? Nikki Glaser was just on Not Skinny, Not Fat. Love Amanda Hirsch, another podcaster, fucking killing it. Love me some Amanda Hirsch. She's been on this podcast before. And she just interviewed Nikki Glaser, fresh off the Brady roast. Now Nikki has a new special, and she's literally out here killing it. Nikki is revealing the real reason that Kim Kardashian got booed at that Brady roast. So she says that it actually has nothing to do with the Taylor Swift beef, because obviously, like, Taylor dropped the song "Thank You, Amy," which, can we be honest, was like a bit of a flop. I love that Taylor's like, I'm such a feminist, and then she like writes a song tearing down another woman. Like, are you really a feminist though? Because you're like you don't support other women. Listen, I do like Taylor Swift. She has some bops, right? I loved her Reputation album. I like a shady Taylor Swift. I'm gonna call out the double standards. And like, listen, let's be honest. Taylor Swift has absolutely built a career off of shitting on other people. She shits on the men in her relationships. She shits on the women that she has beef with. Um, listen, and good for her. She's very successful. Like, I'm not wanting to knock Taylor Swift at all, but again, the double standards are very cray. But so apparently, Kim Kardashian was really booed at the Brady roast because there was a comedian there that Nikki says basically is somebody that likes to start shit. Probably me. I'm sure. Just likes to stir the pot and, fan the flames a bit. And so when Kim Kardashian went up there, he, I guess, was a little Liddy City and just started yelling the boos out there. He's like, boo. And then eventually the rest of the crowd just picked up on it and they all started booing. I don't know if that was his intention or he was just being drunk and dumb. But Nikki's like, it had nothing to do with the Taylor Swift stuff. It was literally just this comedian that wanted to have a moment or just wanted to, think he was being funny, ho, 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 scratch my balls, and decided to boo Kim Kardashian. And then everybody else, or at least another majority of the crowd, started to pick up on it, which we now know Netflix has edited that out of the roast. Interesting. But yeah, that's the real reason Kim Kardashian got booed at the Brady roast. It had nothing to do with, I'm sure some of the Swifties jumped in. Well, I don't know how many Swifties were actually in the room that day, but Kim Kardashian's doing the damn thing. I also just finished watching her in American Horror Story. I finally caught up on that and binged it. I think it ended in, like, the finale was in April, which I didn't hear a ton of buzz about, but I finally finished it. I've never watched a full season of American Horror Story in the past. I do like Emma Roberts and I do like Kim Kardashian, so that's why. And I like Matt Zuckery. Is that how you pronounce his last name? I used to watch him on The Good Wife. I know that's like an old people show, and I used to watch old people shows because I used to watch it with my grandma, okay, before she died. But sorry, but yeah, and Blue Bloods, like all the old people shows, Law and Order, SVU. I was watching all them shows with my grandma. But so, and then we would watch Trash Housewives too. But so anyway, I finally caught up on it. It was good. I can't compare it. I heard the Lady Gaga season was like the best season. Coven, I think is what it was. Or maybe Coven wasn't the best. I don't know. There was one season that people were like, oh my God, that was the best season. I think it was called Coven, or it was the Lady Gaga one. I don't know if that's the same one. Again, not a subscriber to American Horror Story. I thought that it was a scary show. That's why I was like, I don't want to watch that. I want to have nightmares. It's not even that scary. I was watching American Horror Story. I finished watching part 2 of it the other night. It was actually good. I mean, it was kinda lame, but it was not terrible, and it had a happy ending in the end, which I thought was strange because I didn't think that they had, like, happy endings. I thought there was, like, a jaw-dropping, scary shocker at the end of the seasons, but this one had a happy ending. So I was like, "Okay, hmm, alright." But I would recommend it. It's not, like, at the top of the list. You know what is really good is Vanderpump Villa. Vanderpump Villa, okay, if I can, like, give you some of the favorite shows that I've been watching right now, Vanderpump Villa is at the top of the list. It's actually good. Some people are like, "It's too fake, it's too produced." I think it's good. The manager guy, the hot one with the beard, ooh, he's a hunk of burning love, but my god, is he such an asshole and so pompous and just like the Jax Taylor, right? But, like, I guess he's, like, more successful than Jax was when Jax started, but, Jax was just like a basic fuckboy. But he's great. The messy love triangles that, you know, it's all really good. Who's the girl that they called the Woody the Wed Woodpecker? Is that what they called her? Um, oh, no, they called her Toucan Sam, whi which was mean, but it was funny. But it was mean, but it was funny. And so, yeah, Vanderpump Villa on Hulu, highly recommend. I have a couple episodes left of it, but actually really good. I know they're already casting for or they've been casting for the 2nd season. I heard that they're bringing in a whole new cast for the 2nd season, or possibly maybe we'll keep 1 or 2 of them, but I hear they're already gearing up for a 2nd season of Vanderpump Villa. I'm here for it. I thought it was good. What else? Love Undercover, also good. Need to catch up on that. I know I've been talking about it for the past 2 weeks. Been loving Love Undercover. Um, yeah, I think those are the 2. American Horror Story was good. Jersey is not that good this season. I'm just gonna say it. We're 3 episodes deep, and I haven't even finished the 3rd episode because I'm like, oh, it's just a little lame. It's not very good. The cast feels very disconnected. We have a lot more like individual scenes, which are fine, but it's just Jersey's not doing it for me this season, guys. And the whole Jen Fessler, but like I was trying to look at both sides of it. Right, because 'cause I'm like, okay, Jen Fessler wants to, like, make nice with Teresa, and she or not make nice with her, but, like, give her the benefit of the doubt, have a conversation with her. Teresa obviously wanted to have a conversation with Jen to find out about the takedown that they were all planning going into the reunion, and each of the ladies was like, "We didn't have a meeting where we had a takedown plan. We had a meeting where we discussed, what the reunion was gonna look like. We had sushi and wine. It wasn't that deep. It was kind of just a meeting of the minds. We were being investigated, so we kind of just wanted to be prepared, yada, 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 right? To me, I think that that happens more commonly than not, that people prepare for the reunion and they meet up and hang out and kind of talk these things through. I don't think that that's out of the ordinary. And then Jen Fessler does clarify to Teresa what she meant about they didn't execute the plan. And Jen's like, no, I didn't say that. I just said, like, you each came in with your manila envelopes and didn't use all of the stuff that you planned on bringing up. Like, what was the point of bringing the envelopes if you didn't even, use the info that you brought to the reunion? Not necessarily that there was a takedown plan. So I'm glad that like Jen cleared that up. I'm wondering if like Margaret and Rachel feel differently watching Jen Fessler's conversation with Teresa because I don't feel like Jen did anything bad. Like Teresa wanted to have a conversation with her. Jen's like, okay, let me have a conversation with Teresa. And clarify some things, and it wasn't that deep. Jen Fessler to me seems like the type of woman, the type of person that like just wants to see both, kind of like me, wants to see both sides of everything, and be good with everyone if we can be good, right? Like, let's not make this bigger than it needs to be. Let's not exaggerate things. Let's not, you know, cause a bigger chaos scene than needs to be caused, right? And maybe Jen could have been that bridge to help like Teresa and Margaret kind of mend, and Teresa and Rachel kind of, find some common ground. I do get when like at first I was like, okay, I feel like Margaret and Rachel crying over Jen Fessler, like having this conversation. Like I thought that I was gonna lean more towards, like, Margaret and Rachel's side of things, but I feel like I'm leaning more towards, like, Jen Fessler and Jackie Goldschneider when they were having that conversation at the on the shore, the birthday party combo, where they're like Jen's trying to explain to them that, she wasn't trying to be a disloyal friend. She was just trying to have a cordial conversation with Teresa. And she didn't think that she had to like, come at Teresa. But I understand where Margaret and Rachel are like, but Teresa's done horrible things. She said horrible things. They had the cast investigated. Like what Teresa has done is not anything that should be defended. I get that. But I don't think Jen Fessler's intentions were necessarily, nefarious. I don't think that she had bad intentions. I don't think that she wanted to take Teresa's side or not. I think Jen is just very much kind of a peacemaker. And I think she thought that maybe there could be some peace to be made that she can help bridge. Clearly, none of them are ready for that. Teresa doesn't want to be friends with them. They don't want to be friends with Teresa. Rachel with the waterworks was a bit intense. Like, I understand, like, that's your husband, that's your man. You want to defend your man, but also, like, come on, it's not that serious. Uh, I get it from both sides. I don't think that Jen, I don't think that Jen meant any harm by it. I understand why Rachel's hurt, but I think Rachel's being a little dramatic about it. And even Margaret, I thought was being a little. I like Margaret. I've had her on my podcast. She's been in my live shows, but even I was kind of like, Marge, come on. Like, this is a bit dramatic. Like, you can be like, okay, Jen, I didn't think that that was cool, but like the waterworks were a bit too much for me. But this season of Jersey is just, I'm hoping it gets better. I'm hoping things kind of pick up because it's just not really delivering for me, to be honest with you. That's Jersey, American Horror Story. Okay, let's talk about the Valley because I have a lot of feelings about the Valley. But one thing that I know I love when it comes to the Valley is watching the Valley with a nice glass of dry farm wines. I had some Pinot Grigio last night as I was catching up. There was a new clip that Bravo released about the first 7 minutes of Tuesday night's episode of The Valley, and I had my glass of dry farm wines ready. Okay. It's sugar free, low carb, keto, and paleo wine. There are no toxic additives. It's third party tested for purity, lower in sulfites, farmed organically, and it's vegan. Okay. I'm calling it my hangover free wine because guess what? I woke up today fresh as a daisy. You know why? Because it doesn't have all those added junk ingredients. It doesn't have added sugar, which you would be surprised. It doesn't have the added dyes. Like, when you're drinking red wine and your teeth are purple, that's because they add dyes to the wine to make it look a certain way. These wines, this curated selection of wines from Dry Farm Wines, does not do that. Okay. That's why I like Dry Farm Wines. It's a subscription box that they ship straight to your door. You let them know what your preferences are, and they put together a nice box of good, clean wine. You can try it at dryfarmwines.com/Zack, Z-A-C-K, dryfarmwines.com/ZACK, Zack, and you get your first bottle for just a penny. Get your penny bottle right now. A penny. First bottle, 1 penny. dryfarmwines.com/ZACK. Also, just wanted to remind you guys, I do cameos, okay? If you want to book a personalized message from me, I is on Cameo. I'll send a birthday shout out, a business shout out. I'll shout out your boo thing, your mistress. If you want me to break the news to your husband that you're cheating on him like Michelle, I can do that for you too. Whatever you need. I've done pep talks. I've gotten mad at people's husbands. One woman wanted me to yell at her husband in a cameo. So I was like, okay, what do you want me to yell at him for? He's messy. It's your bestie, Miss Westy. These hoes try to test me. Test me. So there you go. Book me on Cameo. Link is in the description below, or my handle is just plain Zach on Cameo, or you can just search Zach Peter on Cameo. All right, let's talk the Valley. Whew, the Valley. So we got the first 7 minutes of the new episode where Jax reveals to Michelle that there is this cheating rumor. The rumors about the wife. So Kristen, we saw not last week, but I think the week before, where she's walking through the hallway of the Mondrian Hotel, and she's just like, Michelle has a boyfriend that she's been texting for a year now, but now we said it. I'm not going to do this again. I'd rather be on Vanderpump Rules. I don't know. She may retract that because the Valley is where it's at, and the Valley is popping. And Vanderpump Rules, we don't know what's going on with Vanderpump Rules, right? That said, Jax decides he's finally going to face Michelle with this rumor. And he's just like, you've been texting other men. And then Michelle's like, yeah, and what? And she's like, I've been doing it to sell real estate. And Jax is like, well, I heard that not only were you having some inappropriate text messages from them, but you were sending them some sexy photos. And then Jax is like, I bought my house. And when I bought my house, my realtor wasn't sending me sexy photos, which is true. I don't know if there are any realtors out there, if we got any selling sunset people out there. Michelle's denying saying that she sent any sexy photos to any of the men that she was trying to sell some real estate too. She's like, I got some real estate right on this ass. She's like, here you go. Put a down payment right here in my direct deposit box, my hot box. She says that yes, she's a businesswoman. She's like, if you had a business, Jackson, you would know what it takes to run a business, but you don't. And she's like, Jax, you're the least interesting to look at. She claims that Jesse knows everything. I think Michelle looked really guilty in this opening scene. I think Michelle was having some inappropriate conversations. And we know that because Jesse, a few episodes ago, revealed that, he is starting to have suspicions, and I'm assuming this is all going to eventually come to light at some point. But Jesse started to, share that he had some suspicions about Michelle. He talks about how she is suddenly hiding her phone. She puts her phone face down. When she goes out with the girls for margarita night, she's not posting about margarita night. Give me one margarita, I'm gonna put it in my puss. Give me two margaritas, I'm gonna put it in my tush. He's just like, I don't know how many margaritas she's drinking, but she ain't posting it on the gram with her girls. Hmm. What is she really doing? Who is she really with? Is it this famous celebrity? I also love how like much of a star fucker Michelle seems to be. 'Cause she's like celebrities. Of course, if I meet a celebrity, like of course I'm gonna send him pictures of my tits. JK, JK. She didn't really say that, but she's just like, if I meet a celebrity, like of course I'm gonna be enamored and gonna try to get him because they could be a potential client. I was like, okay, okay. I have questions. I'm a little skeptical. And then finally, she goes to like, haha, Jesse, you wouldn't believe what Jax just said. It kind of felt like she was trying to get ahead of it and trying to like get Jesse, like downplay it to Jesse before he was faced with it with anybody else, that he could have heard the rumor already. And that way, when somebody else brought it up, he would shut it down and be totally Team Michelle. But I think something about the way she told Jesse felt a little manipulative from my perspective. And then Jesse's like, nope, I don't want to hear it from you. I want to hear it from Jax directly. And she seemed a little worried about that. She was a little trepidatious there. And so he calls up Jax, and Jax is like, this is what it is. It's about naughty photos that she was sending. And Jesse's like, I'm not bothered by this. I don't believe anything that Kristen says. Kristen's a liar. I don't believe that Kristen's lying. Kristen's not, well, I mean, she did lie about banging Jax, but like, she's not typically a liar. Like, she's a truth cannon, right? She's very Brandi Glanville. They don't just make stuff up. I mean, I think sometimes they hyperbolize things, or they, you know, add a little punch to it here or there. But for the most part, I feel like they're pretty honest. They're truth cannons, right? So I do believe that there's some truth to this rumor. And I do believe that Jesse just doesn't want to see it yet. Because, like, listen, she's like, I tell Jesse everything. It's like, really? You tell Jesse how you feeling about your marriage? Because you're over here telling Brittany all this shit about him on camera. And then you're trying to give Jesse hope that, like, things are going to work out between the two of you in the end. A little skeptical. Got some questions, have some feelings. Um, all right. Curious what you guys think. I'm going to start to go through the live chat. Danny Gossip Gal says, love re-listening to Disaster Daters, but seeing you all via YouTube, your facial expressions between each other is everything. Yeah. Be sure to check out Disaster Daters. Me and Jeff, we're mentioning it all. We're planning a very fun new season, so get ready for it. We already have some stories. Oof. Stories I haven't even revealed on members only. Ho, 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 ho. Give me one margarita, I'ma open my legs. Give me two margaritas, I'ma give you some head. Um, Marge is doing too much in Jersey. I kind of agree. I think Marge is doing just a little too much. It's just a little over the top, you know? Um, Kristen is a drunk and her truth may be a lie. Well, what's the quote? Like, drunk lips reveal sober thoughts or something. Like they say that when you drink, you don't typically lie. That's when the truth comes out, right? Embellish. Yeah, she does embellish some stuff. Um, $10, Jax and Michelle hooked up. You think Jax and Michelle hooked up? They do kind of have a vibe though, right? I think Kristen mishears or focuses on parts of the conversation that hit a chord with her and messes up in the retelling. That I think is a good point, Mama Llama. Mama Llama 74. That's a good one. Nikki B, we're ignoring the obvious. Michelle isn't hot enough to land an A-lister. That's not very nice. I think Michelle's very attractive. Jersey is over. Oof. Let's do hot take. Okay. Give me your biggest hot take from any of the topics we discussed today, and we'll review some, whether it's about Jersey, whether it's about the Valley, whether it's about Kim K, um, Vanderpump Villa, Vanderpump Rules. We'll talk about Vanderpump Rules tomorrow because we have the reunion tonight. Can't wait to get people fired up about it. Michelle in the live chat says Michelle is boring and beautiful. Christina A says, "Oh my God, stop! They lie. They lie." Mama Llama says, "Jen, because she trusts me and owns it, it would go the family." I don't know what that's about, but okay. Nikki B says, "Jax is a Neanderthal. I can't with that fool." I thought you almost say that foot because he has those ugly bunions. Jesse is a piece of shit, in my opinion, but so is Michelle. Well, then they deserve each other, right? Jeez, y'all got some real hot takes. Okay, Sydney Sweeney says Jax and Michelle do have sexual tension of some sort between them, but do you think they actually did it? Yaski says false. I actually had to stop drinking because I lied about the most ridiculous things. When I drink, I become someone else, or you become your most true version of yourself. Burn. Oh, not paid by anyone says better late than never. Welcome on in. Brian says, let's see, what does Brian say? Brian has a hot take about Dodie. We need a Dodie revenge arc. The fact that the cast clout chased her and hung her out for a short-term plot. Get ready for season 2. I agree. Kristen better come back guns a-blazing. I've always said that scene with Tiffany Pollard on House of Villains before she left, and she's just like, I need you guys to recognize the pecking order. She's like, I don't need a sympathy vote. I don't want a sympathy vote to stay in the House of Villains. I've earned my spot in the House of Villains. And I'm like, yes, that's how Kristen Doty needs to approach this. She earned her spot on the Valley. The show was created around Jax and Kristen. Okay. There would be no Valley if there wasn't first messy Jax and messy Kristen on Vanderpump Rules. Let's not forget the Valley is a spinoff of Vanderpump Rules. People were hyped to see Jax and Kristen back on their television screens. And anybody that's like, no, I just wanted to watch a new show. Bull fucking shit. Bullshit. You're watching the Valley for Jax and Kristen, or at least that's what hooked you, right? You didn't watch it because you're like, oh, I want to see nice Danny, with his babies. No, you don't even know who Danny is. You don't remember him from when he was on Disney Channel. Shark Boy and Lava Girl. No, thank you. I know that wasn't really him, but it looked like him. Sorry, Shark Boy was not pulling us in. It was Jackson Kristen, so put some respect on their name. Okay, Jekyll and Hyde Janet needs to respect it. By the way, I saw Jekyll and Hyde Janet the other day at the NBC FYC event with Andy Cohen for Watch What Happens Live. I was sitting in the front row before the Q&A started with Andy and Molly Shannon, and in walks Jekyll and Hyde Janet, and she's walking right past me, and her and I make eye contact, and she recognizes me, and I recognize her, and we're just like, oh, and then she quickly pivoted away and did not want to give me any attention. But I was like, ooh, I think she knows who I am. Didn't look like she was happy to see me. Lucy says, Zach, did you see the queen on the show? The goat called Kristen a drunk. It was mean. I saw clips of it, mostly because the Bravo Babe tweets out all the spoilers. I'm like, girl, you're spoiling the Kristen elimination for me. So that was the only clip of the goat that I did see, was Kristen's elimination. And I don't know. I did see there were a few people that were like, everyone seemed to be very mad at Kristen. And then Kristen was like, you don't support other women. The men in here don't support women. And I was like, okay, Mary Cosby, calm down. And everyone was like, when did this turn into a feminist thing? So yeah. Kristen and Jax need to get together. They would be a hot couple. Sorry, not sorry. Well, they've already hooked up. I don't think that they would actually make it. Could you imagine how diabolical of a couple that would be? You like chaos, is what you like, Christina. Mallory says, hot take, Jesse is a piece of shit. He made Michelle move out of the house because she's the one who initiated the divorce. Acts just like Jax. I don't think he's a piece. No, actually, hot take. Michelle's ass should have moved out of the house. She was cheating on him and wanted the divorce. You don't get to say, hey, I want to leave this marriage. You got to go. No, she initiated the divorce. She should leave. Did he make her leave or did she choose to? Are we assuming that Jesse made her leave the house or did she kind of choose? Listen, I will say this. One of my friends and like somebody that's worked that well, I guess technically worked for me for a very long time, he was married, right? He was married. Okay. They invited me to the wedding. Pandemic times did not allow for me to attend the wedding because they ended up like not being able to have the wedding that they wanted, whatever. Right. Next thing you know it, they're getting divorced very like not too long after. Like they weren't married for many years, like a couple of years, barely made it through the COVID times. Next thing you know it, not only are they separated and divorcing, she's moving out of the house. He's keeping the house and he kept the dog. And I was like, oh, did she cheat? Like, I mean, listen, I love them both. I love them both. And they're still dear friends of mine. And I work with them often. But that was like one of the first questions in my head. I was like, she moved out of the house and she left him with the dog. That made me think that maybe she did something. That's, my reality TV brain working. But no, I absolutely think Michelle, if Jesse were the one that fucked up in the relationship, go, right? Like Tom Sandoval and Ariana, I think Tom should have been the one to leave the house. He should have left. But the fact that he wasn't leaving and he was like, I'm not leaving, then I was like, okay, well, if he's going to be stubborn and not go, then for Ariana's mental health, I think she should just get up and go. And ultimately, she did, right? She was in New York and she was staying in an Airbnb. Like she was doing her thing and she was living her life and she got a new house elsewhere. Right. I want to clarify. Tom Sandoval should have absolutely been the one to leave the house. He's the one that fucked up. He cheated. He ruined that relationship. In this case, Michelle's the one that was messy. She's the one that doesn't want to be with him. She's the one that wants out of the marriage. If this is the family house and you want out of the family, cool. Bye. Peace. Peace, baby. Peace. Thank you. Next. Don't let the door hit you where the man split you, where your new boyfriend split you. Okay. Not paid by anyone says, would be great if Kristen comes back pregnant. I wonder if they will give her a Prego sympathy card. I don't know. I have feelings that, listen, I like her and Luke together. I do think it's very strange that they want to have a baby and they live in separate states and they don't have like a plan set out and they don't have a good support system here in LA. Like, it does make me a little concerned for them and how challenging it may be for them. Stacy says Janet will have a tough season 2 on the Valley. Once she's not pregnant, people can call her out on the sniper from the side actions. She is very much a sniper from the side, and she has her little minions doing her little work. She has pink messy boots out there doing her dirty work. I was like, ooh, Shark Boy. Yeah, that's what Danny looks like. Shark Boy over there. Nia is hot. They are a hot couple, and his wife is smoking. That's what hooked me to the Valley was Jackson Christian. Exactly, Nilda. Nilda. Jacqueline Hyde Janet is my absolute favorite. The name or Janet herself is your favorite? Her and Mr. Pink Boots can kick rocks. It's pink messy boots. Those are really ugly shoes, though, I have to say. They really are. Lisa says, not to go back, but you do know Michelle did her first live ID last night. Oh, live IG last night and brought her boyfriend on. I'm forgetting his name, Eric Todd, something like that. I don't think it's Eric Todd. We've talked about the boyfriend. We've seen him, haven't we? I think I've shown pictures of him on here. Kirsten says, Michelle blocked me on Instagram after I commented on her photo with her new man asking, is he the one you were texting sexy photos to while in your marriage? Well, Kirsten, if you're going to be a troll in her comments, then she's going to block you. That's what's going to happen. Okay, girl? Gotta be nice to people. You can't be messy. Sarah B says Michelle left the marriage, so she should leave the house. Period. 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 Bye, girl. Peace. Peace. Brian says the fact that Jesse and Michelle clout chase that they live near the Chateau Marmont is so douchey energy. They do have very douchey energy, but I think that's why I'm so attracted to Jesse. He's just like a terrible douchebag, and I'm just like, yes, my type. Yes. Nikki B says Kristen should join a convent so she can't reproduce. That's not very nice. Nikki, you're being really mean in the live chat today. Christina A says, for the sake of the child, no one should really be pregnant on a reality show. It's too stressful. Listen, Jekyll and Hyde Janet knows how to do. Jekyll and Hyde Janet is like spinning all the plates on the little sticks right now. She's over here blowing, fire out of her mouth and jumping through the ring of fire at the same time. She's doing all things. She's like, I'm pregnant and I'm being messy and I got my pink boots on the ground over there. She's pregnant and she's mastering this game. You got to give it to Jekyll and Hyde Janet. She's doing it. Janet is saying that Zack and Kristen were trying to put her into early labor was too much. Yeah, and she's being messy on her little podcast tour right now. Not. Baby moon is not a thing. What is a baby moon? I know that she had one, but like, what is a baby moon exactly? Like, what's the point of it? Like a honeymoon, but like I don't know. It's just, how do you have a baby moon if you can't do anything fun while you're pregnant and like your belly's so big that like you can't really do much? Like, I don't know. You have a baby moon before you get pregnant. You get fucked up. You live life. You do the damn thing. What was he thinking going on national television wearing pink plastic boots? Well, they were weren't they Crocs? Crocs are ugly, but people are like trying to make Crocs fashion. Have you seen the Croc heels? No. That is a hard no for me. They're Crocs and they have a little heel at the bottom. Ugly. Any Crocs in general, fucking ugly. Okay. Sorry, not sorry. Nope. Everyone's like, they're comfortable. Who? No. Mm-mm. Pink boots on the ground. Ooh, good question, Danny. Danny asks, who do you prefer, Zach? Jesse or Austin from Southern Charm? Oh my God, this is Sophie's choice. Oh my God, Jesse or Austin from Southern Charm? I'm gonna go with Jesse because one, I love a guy with anger management problems. Listen, Austin and his little Muppet mouth. Oh, I just want to sit on his Muppet mouth. But like Jesse, like he can be a good dad. He like has that like paternal instinct, which is, very hot. Major panty dropper, right? So I think Jesse is going to be the one. Jesse has, the opportunity to kind of settle down. Austin's just like a bit of a college frat boy, and he's like still stuck in the college frat boy days. He's a cutie, and like he can do no wrong in my eyes, but like, I think that's going to have to be my choice. Croc. Yeah, Croc heels are a thing, you guys. Google them. Literally Google them. Fucking brutal as I slip mine under the couch. Listen, I have no apologies about my Crocs. Jesse has money. That's a good point, Stacey. Jesse has money. And Jesse knows how to drink, right? When he showed up at the cabin, he came with a suitcase full of alcohol. That's my kind of man. Austin's the type that's going to like order a bunch of beers and leave you with the tab. Crocs aren't even comfy. I gave in and bought a pair and they suck. Wow, Mama Llama with the facts. I've never tried them. They're too ugly to ever go on my feet. Listen, I'll let you kiss my feet, but you're not putting Crocs on them. In fact, you should kiss my feet, right? You should absolutely want to kiss every single part of me. Worship me. I am a prize. Olivia Pope, earn me. If you want me, earn me. That's right. Damn, I thought you would have said Austin. I do love me some Austin. Don't get me wrong. Listen, I told you this was Sophie's choice, but you have to think practically, right? You have to think about the money. You have to think about the baby daddy. You have to think about all the things. And, Jesse's just got a lot more going on. Dun, 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 dun. Scandal was such a good. Oh, Scandal was so good. I loved Scandal. Olivia Pope all day. I heard Crocs are sweaty. Ew. Are they sweaty? Why? We don't need to talk about Crocs that much. They are not worth anything. They're not worth any more airtime. All right, I think that's all I got for you today, guys. What's tomorrow? Wednesday? Ooh, tomorrow we're get ready, get your pitchforks ready because we're talking about the reunion tomorrow. Is the reunion? Ooh, Mama Llama says Zack and those arms look good today. Oh, thank you, Mama Llama. You want to say? Boom, boom. This damn microphone's in the way. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, I got flex on it. It's your bestie, Miss Westie. Don't try to test me. The better to choke you with, my dear. Yeah. I finished Orange Theories Mayhem. Did all 4 days. Completed that. Got my cute little shirt. Just Orange Theory Mayhem. I've been tearing it up every day. So it was good. All right. Thank you guys. I love you. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful day. Be sure to check out the Pop Report. Be sure to check out Disaster Daters. Leave us Apple Podcast reviews, especially here on No Filter. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. You can follow me at Just Plain Zack and keep up with me all over the internet. Or you can follow this podcast at No Filter with Zack. And ciao for now. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Have a happy Wednesday. I'll talk to you have a happy Tuesday. I'll talk to you on Wednesday and on Thursday. We'll have a members only. All the things, right? All the things. Get ready because the new season of Disaster Daters is going to be fire. Miami's on. Zack and Jeff are on fire. All right, guys. Love you. Mean it. Ciao for now. Bye.